Home for You by Floyd PRoberts. We're talking about what really matters in our community. Today I'm with my friend Bethany Rivera, and we talk about what really matters in our community. So Bethany, I know you're on fire for God. You've been serving our community. What is going on, girl?
Ooh.
What's happening?
A lot, I guess. I mean, as much as can happen during COVID,
Right,
you know,
right,
with
exactly.
everything shut
Yeah.
down. But at the Oaks, you know, we're really pressing into our small groups,
Right, there you go.
community. And that's what we have to do right now during COVID. We can't just be all meeting together all the time
Right.
in big groups. So meeting once a week in our small groups and really praying for each other, being there for each other, living life together. That's what we're
awesome.
doing at the
All right.
Oaks.
And your position is you're the
Director of Small Groups and Discipleship.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
But I know, Bethany, you got a long resume, a mile long. I mean, you
Yeah.
served in you served down in Watts, and you
Mhm.
served the mission trip. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I was at Watts, in that community. It was called Watts Powerhouse Church.
Yeah.
Down in the projects in South Central LA for about a year and a half.
South
And
Central LA.
Yes, Imperial Highway and
Yeah.
Grape Street is where we were,
Right.
right next to the projects. And so
Right.
just love that group of people. They were so on fire for the Lord. Like their love for God was so pure. They
Right.
just wanted to love God and be loved by God
Right.
and serve Him. And so that group of people there at Watts Powerhouse Church was just so dedicated to each other and to the Lord. So I was so blessed to be with them. We were able to do a missions trip with the young adults, the youth, to Mexico. For a lot of them, it was their first time ever out of the country.
Wow.
Or even out of, you know, South Central LA or Southern California. So they really enjoyed that and really enjoyed like Mexico, like the cultural experience, and then serving the Lord down in
Wow.
Mexico too.
So that process of getting passports, what was that like?
Yeah, that was crazy. So we, because a lot of the youth there didn't have cars, and so
Right.
I had a car, so I'd go and I'd pick them up. We'd go to the courthouse, get their birth certificate, go get their picture at CVS or whatever for the passport, take them to the post office, have to sit and wait in line for like
Right.
2-3 hours, and then send in all that stuff, and then hope that it got in the mail to them and that it was all sorted and good. So it was a long process for about 10 people to get their passports.
And then you guys had other drives too, like I think you had a bed drive, like something with a bed or something like that.
Yeah, we had like, for instance, they help with housing there, and then
Right,
if you get into good housing, then they'll help get you furniture. Yeah, and so then they were also sorting out their community center. It's a church and a community center, and so they wanted people to come and stay and do
Right.
you know, projects there, kind of short-term mission trips there. So yeah, that we did a bunch of bunk beds for them.
Right.
To get housing settled in the community center for people to come and stay. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you served down there, and then you went back to school.
Yes, so moving down to Orange County, LA, that's how we kind of got involved with Watts, because we were like, we're moving down here to go to school. So I went to Biola, to their seminary, Talbot Seminary, for 3 years, got my master's, and
That's
moved back
awesome.
to Bakersfield.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, and during that time, when serving at Powerhouse Church, you learned a lot about the community, and then you came back. You're back in Bakersfield, and now you serve in the community. And tell me, like, you're part in your role at the church, dealing with, you know, overseeing these groups. What is that like? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that I'm really passionate about, because
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where, you know, real spiritual formation and growth is going to happen, is in
Right.
these small groups and living life together, going deep with one another. So in these groups, you know, we talk about the sermon from Sunday,
right.
but then we just pray for each other and we just live life together. And so I'm so passionate about how that's where we're going to see deep heart transformation, where people are really going to learn to love Jesus and to love the church and to grow in that. So, I mean, it's a challenge right now with COVID to figure that out, but I'm so proud of the Oaks. You know, we launched our small groups during COVID. You know, we didn't have a foundation for this before, and we saw the need for this community, and I think we rose to the occasion.
Exactly. And get people involved. I mean, we got, how many groups do you have going on right now?
We have 12 right now, looking to add a couple more, hopefully, but 12 solid groups right now.
Right, exactly. And then, you know, in that time, you see a lot of people withdraw, right? They like isolate and don't want to be involved, and then you know how's that work to where you get people going? You have to call them.
Yeah, we definitely called quite a few people. Our community group leaders would reach out to people, and so those who were ready and willing to just jump into community did. And so now we've been in it for about 6 months, and so we're seeing a few more trickle in, people who are like, oh yeah, I see what the Oaks is doing and I want to be a part of that. And so they're kind of starting to come in as well. But it is a spiritual battle. Satan does want us to be isolated, alone, and just on our own so he can pick us off easy,
Exactly.
And so it is a spiritual battle to even get into one of these groups, because Satan doesn't want you in a group, so you're going to think, oh, I don't have time, I don't think I'll enjoy it, or I don't know, I just want to be by myself right now, I'm just so sad or lonely, or just think life is so hard right now, I just want to be alone, versus pressing into that community, which is going to be so good for your soul. So it is a challenge right now. It's a spiritual battle to get people into it.
Amen. So other than that, I heard this yoga. Tell me about that. With that yoga, what's up with that?
Yeah. At the Oaks, we've been doing holy yoga, Christian yoga is a flavor of yoga. So, I love yoga. I've been doing it for 7-ish years, and it's just a way that I connect with the Lord in my body, and exercise and movement and stretching and just feeling really good and healthy.
Right.
And I've just invited the Lord into it, and I just block out all the weird stuff that people might be like, that's weird new agey stuff. I'm not into any of that. So it's just a workout, it's stretching, it's exercise, and then we invite the Lord. So at the beginning of our yoga class, I say, okay, present yourself to the Lord. There's even some poses when you're stretching, it's almost like bowing, and I say, hey, picture bowing before the Lord right now. And then you work out, and then at the end, there's a few minutes of rest, and we'll do a little meditation on a psalm or a word. And once again, I'll say, open to the Lord's presence, release whatever you're holding, be with him right now, relax after you just worked out. And it's a really great way to connect your physical body with God's presence with you. So I love yoga. That's Tuesdays 6:15 p.m. and Thursdays 4:30 p.m. at our church in the sanctuary. And we've been very distanced. The sanctuary is huge, so people can come and just be super spread out. They wear a mask. If they're on their mat and they're staying there, they can take it off, but some people even still wear their masks during it. So it's very COVID friendly, and it's a great way to de-stress right now.
I personally never took yoga before, but I'm probably going to check it out and see what it's all about.
We'll see.
I heard that you got to do a lot of stretching and stuff, but it's going to stretch you.
Yeah.
Just like the word stretch you, God stretches you, just something like that, right?
Yes.
So,
definitely.
And how did this come up with the holy yoga?
Well, when I was in college, I started doing yoga, and it was just, stress relief. It was really good. As I'm finishing my senior year doing finals and stuff. It was a really great release. And then pretty quickly, as I just started going through more and more years of doing yoga, I realized how I could invite the Lord into it. And then when I was in seminary, I was doing yoga consistently, and each time I would have very deep connections with the Lord of just feeling his presence. And so I was like, okay, I want to learn how to teach this so we can get others into this same realm of being with the Lord, feeling his presence, and really enjoying him in this space.
Well, Bethany, if somebody want to get involved in holy yoga, if somebody wants to get involved with all the spiritual formation, they want to get involved with the groups, how do they do that? Can they contact you? How do they do that?
Yeah, definitely. So at the Oaks web, www.theoaksweb.com, we have our small groups page that you can fill out a form to join one of the small groups. So it'll list which groups are available, what time, how they meet on Zoom or socially distanced, whatever it may be. And you can fill out a form, and then I'll get that and I'll send you the contact information. You can also email me, Bethany, tocc@gmail.com, BETHANYTOCC@gmail.com, and ask me any questions. I can get you connected, and we can let you know about holy yoga. We can let you know about the small groups. If you have any questions at all, I'm available.
Cool, thank you. Hey, Bethany, what would you say? Person is seeing this right now, they're not in Bakersfield, they're not in LA, they're not in Hawaii, they're around the world, maybe around. What would you encourage them to do? Like as far as getting in small groups and get involved in the church, what would your recommendation be?
Yeah, I would say anywhere you are in the world, connect with a local church.
There you go.
And a small group, because that is where you're going to find that community that you need.
Yeah.
And you're going to be more open to Jesus's presence. You're going to learn to love the church more, and you're going to be more connected to the truth. Instead of letting, you know, a YouTube pastor be your pastor, let a local church, a local pastor be your pastor to really shepherd you and guide you, and a local family to go deep with them.
There you go. Perfect. Oh, I couldn't say any better, but you know, it's always to be involved, right?
Yeah.
And also you grow.
Yeah.
You know, you don't stay the same. God loves us the way we are, but he don't want us to stay the same. We must grow. So thank you, Bethany. You gonna come back?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Floyd.
All right. Hopefully by Floyd P. Roberts. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye.